Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Thursday, July 11th, 2024, and it's about 9:30 in the morning, and I'm actually coming to you on the small screen from my living room this morning, and the reason why is I got a very interesting email this morning that I want to read to you about an experience that one of the folks I'm working with had last evening. Now, I haven't talked about this guy much before, but he lives in eastern Tennessee, and he's been squatching for quite a number of years, but for the most part, he was looking for undiscovered apes. And just not too long ago, he finally decided there had to be something more to it, and he started, I guess, experimenting, if you will. There's Flapjack over there. He's not feeling well this morning. Anyway, this friend of mine started experimenting in the paranormal aspect of it after watching some of my stuff, and I guess I can claim a little credit for that. But last evening, he said that he and I texted back and forth, and he said he had a very strong urge to go out to his research location last night, and like he was being drawn there. And I know what that feeling is like because I've experienced it myself. So I'm going to read, I got a lengthy email from him this morning, and let me read it to you. It says, "Hey Chuck, I have no clue, if any, of what I texted you about yesterday had anything to do with the activity last night, but it was certainly an experience. You had mentioned all the noise I was hearing in the surrounding woods would stop eventually, that they were just letting me know they were there. Last night they did exactly that. Total silence from the woods. And I mean nothing but crickets and a distant owl. But I absolutely knew they were there. As soon as I got out of the car, I instantly felt very strong tingles all over from the top of my head all the way down my legs. Now something strange had happened on the way out there. About halfway there while driving, I heard what sounded like a young voice in my right ear, clear as a bell, said the word "wait" or "wait." I thought at first that I was hearing the word wait, but it had two syllables. Not sure if it was a male or female voice, but I'm leaning toward male. It was spoken very fast and didn't sound like it was out in the open, like a person sitting there in a car with me. It was like it was in my head, if that makes any sense. I have the impression it was a name, but if it was, I don't know who. Okay, once out of the car, I said hello and talked to them for a bit. I asked if there was someone there named Y8 or Wait. There was no response. I then asked how many of them were there, and the number 8 came to mind. Not sure if that was just my thought or them actually telling me this. I'm still a little unsure about that one. On and off, I kept thinking I saw some type of quick movements around me nearby and out in the field, but unsure if it was floaters in my eyes or what. Like I would see something out of the corner of my eye, but when I looked, nothing was there. Like the lighting was just dark enough outside to where I couldn't clearly see it, if it was actually something. It wasn't making any sound when it moved. It was very weird. At one point, I have to scroll up with here a little bit here. Please have patience with me. At one point, it suddenly felt like there were at least 2, maybe 3 close by, like right behind or beside me near the car. It was so subtle, but I could hear soft movements or steps near me, and the air changed, if that made sense. There was definitely a strong feeling of a presence nearby. I asked out loud if there was somebody beside or behind me. What you're hearing is the fire department getting a call in the background. No response, but within a few seconds, I felt a very heavy pressure at the center of my chest. Hang on there. Kind of an unusual call they got just dispatched to you. You probably couldn't hear it, but if it comes to anything, I'll tell you about it. Okay, going back, there was definitely a strong feeling of a presence nearby. I asked out loud if there was somebody beside or behind me. No response. But within a few seconds, I felt a heavy pressure at the center of my chest. It lasted several minutes. I've never felt this before. It didn't hurt, and I could still breathe, but it was for sure noticeable. It's probably a hand. Not long after this, I felt the need to begin talking firmly with them about who I was and where I stood as a believer in Christ. What my intentions were as far as coming there to learn about them, and that if they would allow it, I wanted to learn from them and have my own journey. Thank them for everything they have ever done for me, and a few other personal things. After that, the whole atmosphere changed. Things felt more comfortable and at ease. There was a strong feeling of new respect for each other from both sides. New respect for me and new respect for them from me. The thought, with respect comes trust, popped into my head. I thanked them for who they were and told them I loved them and that they were my family too. Multiple times during my visit, I experienced extremely strong tingling feelings. As I was telling them I had to go for the night, there was a bright white pin light that did a fast double flash from behind a bush across the road from me, at least 10 feet above the ground. That was about it, and as I drove by slowly where the light had flashed, I had my windows down and I said out loud, "I love you, my friends and brothers. Good night." On the way back, a very strong thought went through my mind. It will be different now. And I said out loud, "I agree." Got to scroll some more. It was a special night for sure. Now that was the epitome of an aha moment. I'm not. If my friend decides to go public with his name, I will share it. But for right now, I'm just going to call him my friend from Eastern Tennessee. And you heard what I read. It was a very special night for him and a very special aha moment. And I thought it was definitely worth sharing. So as I always tell you, take care of each other, love each other. This guy has been doing this for over 10 years. And this is the email that he sent me just a few minutes ago. So have a peaceful and loving day, my friends. And until I talk to you again, I'll just say peace out.